Here we are back touching on the vertex graphing form. Remember, our equation is y equals ax minus p squared plus q. P and q are our vertex, and a talks about whether it's concave up, concave down, and talks about the width. Now what I'm going to go through on this example is finding the y-intercept. Remember, y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis. The other stuff we can do quite easily. Vertex equals PQ, which is, remember your P is the opposite sign, which is going to be, right up here it's plus 3, so up here it's going to be minus 3, and my Q is minus 4. So I can draw my vertex in at minus 3, minus 4. So 1, 2, 3 over, 1, 2, 3, 4 down. There's my vertex. Always label your vertex, your points. Right. But I want to know, where does it cross the y-axis? Now the simplest way to do that is when it crosses the y-axis, x is going to be equal to 0. Because it's going to cross it somewhere here or somewhere along this line. And this line happens where x equals 0. So to solve it, all I do is I write my equation down, y equals 2, and instead of x, I put a 0 in. Whoops. Plus 3 squared minus 4. Now that's my original equation. Solve for that. Y equals 2 times 3 squared is 9 minus 4 equals 18 minus 4, and that's going to be crossing at 14. Now, unfortunately, my graph paper doesn't go up to 14. But I can draw it in roughly where it's going to be. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. My y-intercept is going to be roughly up there. That's good. Now we can make a second point from that by doing a reflection. First thing you need to do is your axis of symmetry. The axis of symmetry is just a line going down that goes through your vertex. Straight up. That's my axis of symmetry. And it's going to be at x equals minus 3. Now, I'm going to find the point on the opposite side. I'm going to reflect that y-intercept over to the other side. Now, what you do is you count how many spaces over the y-intercept is from your axis of symmetry. Now, in this case, it's 1, 2, 3 spaces over. So in order to draw my reflection, I go 3 spaces on the other side. 1, 2, 3. And up here is where it should be. Fortunately, I ran out of space again. Oh, I drew that in erasable ink, so I better draw it in. It's over there. 3 up. So while this one was at 0, 14, this one over on the left is going to be 6 over. Let me just move this equation out of the way. This one is going to be at 6, 14. The y is going to be the same. We just have a different x. And we now have enough to draw our basic graph, going from this point, and this point. So there we go. There's our basic parabola. Here's a good time to double check your a value. Now my a value is 2, which means it's concave up. Good, because the one I drew is concave up. 2 is bigger than 1, so it's probably going to be narrow. And looking at that picture, it looks fairly narrow. That's a good double check to do. So remember, to figure out your y-intercept, set x to be 0, and then solve for y.